Hi everyone, welcome to a Stamping to Share video. My name is Kay Kalthoff and today I'm going to share with you how to create this card. It uses a stamp set called You're Lovely. It's one of our Sale-a-bration stamp sets and the countdown is beginning. There's only a couple of more weeks left in Stampin' Up's special time of the year where when you purchase $50 you can get a freebie. This card uses two freebies, one of which is the decorative dots embossing folder. Looks like this. You run it through your Big Shot machine and you get this wonderful texture. And then it also uses the You're Lovely stamp set, and that coordinates with our deco framelets. Let me show you this. What you do is you stamp the image and you will cut it out with the smallest of the deco framelets. You can see that fits in there just perfect. And I have stamped this with baked brown sugar, and you can see how nice that coordinates. And then of course, to give it a little pop, we're going to use some Tangerine Tango. And so let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how to make this card. So the first thing that you're going to need is a base paper. I'm using one of the 2013-15 in colors called Baked Brown Sugar. I've cut the cardstock at 5.5 by 8.5 and I've scored it at 4 1/4. This is a standard size card. So once you fold it, you just take a bone folder, give it a nice press, and that will make the card sit flat so it's easier to work with. And then the next thing is 2 pieces of crumb cake paper. You're going to need 1 piece for the inside panel. I've cut that at 4 and 4 1/4. And then on the inside panel, I also have a strip of Designer Series paper that will coordinate with the Designer Series paper on the outside of the card. This is from our Retro Fresh Designer Series pack, and it's a 1/2 inch by 4 inches. And we're just going to take a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue, put a little strip right at the top of our card, and then we're just going to center that in on the inside panel. The next step is our outside panel, and so we have a ribbon wrap, and we want to make sure that we wrap that ribbon before anything is adhered to our card. So I have another crumb cake panel that I've cut at 4 by 5 1/4 inches, and you can choose to use the decorative dots embossing folder for a little bit more texture, which I've done here. I've run it through the Big Shot machine and already did that. There's 2 sides. I really like the decorative dots on the reverse sides too. This is the deboss side, and actually this is the side of the paper that I'm going to feature on my card. And so to get some good stick with this, again, I'm going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue. I like this because it will fit in between all those little pieces of texture and adhere to our card really well. Oh, and what did I just say? See, I'm just a goofball today. We need to do our ribbon wrap. So what do we do when we're in this situation? Well, we're just going to carefully do our ribbon wrap. So let's go ahead and put the Designer Series paper down here that we need. I've cut that at 1 3/4 by 4 inches. See, I'm not going to start this video over. You're going to see how I maneuver myself through almost my whole day. It's kind of like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back scenario. So here we are doing our 1 step back. And I even said that I needed to do a ribbon wrap. Oh, sometimes. I'm sure you've all experienced that. Okay, so I have carefully applied this Designer Series paper, trying not to get glue all over myself, although I think it is inevitable at this point. I already have my wonderful stretch ribbon trim, and we are going to, this is the ribbon wrap that we need to get around here. I am just going to see how well I can do this without getting too much more sticky. So I've got that around the back, and I'm just going to take a piece of Scotch tape. I love Scotch tape. And we're just going to secure this back here. And then we're going to finish up the ribbon wrap by, we don't want to stretch it too tight because sometimes that can stretch the cardstock, and we don't want this cardstock bubbling. So here we go, second half of the ribbon wrap, secured with Scotch tape again. All right, I think we're good. Make sure that isn't going to buckle. I think it's good. All right, now I will refresh this glue because this is a very quick drying glue and it's probably already kind of dried. So we're just going to add another layer all the way around, and then we're going to put it on our card just like this. All right. Bring this down just a hair, bring that up. There we go. All right, now, thank goodness, the hard part is done. Now we have to do a little, another little ribbon wrap. And this is just a tie-on, so I'm just going to set this in here. I'm just going to flip it over once and then tie it in. I love the way this looks. Somewhat of a flat knot there. Then we'll take a ribbon scissors. I always have one scissors dedicated just for cutting ribbons so it stays nice and sharp. And now we're ready to put the sentiments onto our card. So I have the piece that I've already cut from the Big Shot machine. This is stamped in baked brown sugar using the Your Lovely stamp set. We're just going to set that so that these peaks are right in the center of our ribbon. And that looks really good. All right, and the next thing that we need to do is just grab a piece of scrap vanilla, and then we're inking up the stamp with some Tangerine Tango ink, and that's going to give it a nice pop of color. Then we can take our 1 3/4 inch circle punch and punch that right out. Get that centered in there. And then we can add some dimensionals and put that on our card. And I have one already with dimensionals. Put 3 in here for a nice stable feature. And we're just going to line this up. And our card is complete. There it is. Isn't it beautiful? I just love it. I love how quick and easy this card is to put together, even when you do goof up and forget to wrap the ribbon before you put your glue on. Have a great day, and thanks so much for stopping by Stamping to Share. I truly appreciate you. If you'd like to order products, you can just go to my blog at www.stampingtoshare.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.